Listen, before y'all talk about me, y'all need to talk to me. You see, once upon a time, if a man questioned another man's honor, he didn't do it from the shadows. He had to do it out in the open, with his name, his chest out, and his chin high. Not hiding behind a keyboard or tucked behind editing clips of fair use disclaimers. You see, citing Section 107 of the Copyright Act does not give you free rein to defame, misrepresent, or harm another's reputation. Fair use is not a shield for character assassination. So here's the simple truth. If you take my words, my image, my ideas, and twist them to feed your fear and inflate your ego, if you profit off of my name while calling me a liar, then be prepared to stand behind your accusations.
Two men in Hollywood who knew exactly what Diddy's parties were about. Two men who said no. Two men who, because they said no, have nothing to hide and everything to say. Terrence Howard and 50 Cent have been the most consistently vocal public figures in the Diddy fallout. Not because they're bitter rivals trying to score points, but because they were never in the room when it mattered. And that means they can speak freely about what was happening in that room. Terrence Howard gave a documented interview on the Patrick Bet David podcast that revealed exactly what he witnessed and what he refused. 50 Cent has been saying the same things for years before anyone was willing to listen. Meanwhile, Diddy's trial timeline is moving. The judge denied the delay. Cassie is confirmed as a witness. And a new civil lawsuit has named Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James, and Gloria Estefan, not as defendants, but as witnesses to alleged events. Today we go through all of it. Verified, documented, clearly labeled throughout. Let's get into it. Terrence Howard has been specific and consistent about what he experienced in Hollywood and what he chose to walk away from. On the Patrick Bet David podcast, he described what happened when Diddy repeatedly invited him over, claiming he wanted Howard as an acting coach. Howard showed up. Diddy sat there looking at him, said almost nothing about acting. Then Howard's assistant explained what was actually being offered.
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands-off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room. And a man don't take the same things that a guy will accept. So always be the man in the room. And that's always been my whole thing, and have lost businesses because I don't bend over in that way. I don't compromise. I don't play gay roles. I don't kiss a man. I don't do that shit because the man card means everything.
Howard has described this pattern throughout Hollywood as systemic, not isolated. He has said that couch casting and the exchange of sexual access for career advancement is foundational to how the industry operates. And he has described the cost paid by the people who said yes.
You see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And the women that trade their bodies to go and get the role, they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything.
He was not naming specific individuals in that moment. He was describing a pattern he witnessed across the industry, and his framework connects directly to what the federal indictment against Diddy documents: prolonged coercive sexual encounters, drugs, and recordings used as leverage. 50 Cent's position is documented and consistent, going back years before the arrest. He has described Diddy making overtures toward him, inviting him to parties, offering to take him shopping, showing the kind of interest that 50 says he recognized immediately as something other than friendship.
Haven't liked each other business-wise for a long time.
Well, that's why it's only business. It was really away from that. I explained why I didn't hang out with him, right? Because it's a little fluffy stuff going on.
It's not your scene.
It's not my style.
Not your scene.
They hug you from the front and the back at the same time. I got uncomfortable with him because the way he was acting to try and get me to hang out with him was like, "Yo, I take you shopping," and I'm like, "What you mean?" Like, that's something you say to a woman you're attracted to, maybe.
Right.
It's just weird, bro. And now you start to see a lot of the weird stuff that was there. It looks like it all lines up, don't it? It was not in the closet. It was in front of you, and you wasn't seeing it because you see the beards, or you see the girls. So you didn't look at them the way it actually is to a degree. When I say people respond, how people respond to things matter. Like the internet will take to it and just go off with it. Meek responds being the uncomfortability. He goes, "Yo, nah, I'll spend $100,000 to find out why my name is in this like this," and it's in it only because he's uncomfortable. Now Meek is in the same shirt. He's out there in the same shirt. This is not Photoshop. Shit. This is really stop it, man. Just set that up. Look, obviously was not offended by what I was offended by. Guys may say to a girl, let me take a shot. See?
Damn.
They found it that quick.
What do you think's happening in the middle?
I don't know what is going on there. Because he was like, "Yo, you hot now. Now we gotta hang out now. Hang out.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't know, man. I take you shopping and I get you some flash and you can give me the hood shit." And I was looking and I was like, let me just move away from him because I'm gonna mess up the way. Certain things they let it go by because it's Puff. He wasn't like in the closet, he was like in the hallway.
That framework, silence as evidence of participation, is the same one that investigators and legal analysts have been describing in the context of the federal case. The people with the most to lose from Diddy talking are the ones making the least noise right now. Diddy's legal situation has moved significantly. Here is the documented timeline. Jury selection was set for May 5th, 2025. Diddy's legal team filed a motion for a 2-month delay. The judge denied it, and stating there was no reason for the adjournment and that there was sufficient time to prepare. Diddy's attorneys also attempted to exclude the March 2016 video obtained by CNN, showing him physically assaulting Cassie Ventura in a hotel hallway. They alleged the tape had been manipulated. CNN denied the allegation. Cassie Ventura has been confirmed as a witness for the prosecution. The case that originally had 2 named victims expanded, with up to 5 witnesses now expected to testify.
Music mogul appeared in court asking for a 2-month delay, but it was denied by the judge. Combs also asking to exclude a March 2016 video obtained by CNN, which apparently shows Combs physically assaulting his then-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. His attorneys allege the tape was manipulated, which CNN denies. Let's bring in ABC News chief investigative reporter Aaron Katersky, along with legal contributor and trial attorney Brian Buckmeyer. Aaron, let's start with you. It looks like court is going to start next month, that trial, despite that request of a pushback from Diddy and his defense team. What more do we know about what happens next?
Well, it's going to start with jury selection May 5th. The judge denied a request from Sean Combs' legal team for a 2-month adjournment to try and resolve some evidentiary disputes. The judge said there was no reason that he saw that there needed to be that kind of delay. Still plenty of time to prepare for trial.
The motion to delay reads, according to court observers, like a team that is not as prepared as they claimed. Diddy's lead attorney had stated publicly months earlier that they were ready. Now that it is actually time, they are asking for more time. The evidence against Diddy includes the hotel hallway assault footage, testimony from multiple victims, and documentation from the federal investigation into the freak-off operations described in the indictment. A civil lawsuit filed in Florida by a man named Joseph Manzaro has generated significant attention because of the names it contains. Here is what the lawsuit actually says. And we are being precise about this because the reporting on it has been consistently imprecise. Manzaro alleges that in April 2015, he was drugged, transported against his will, and subjected to a humiliating and coercive experience at an event connected to Diddy. He alleges he was brought to what he believes was a birthday party for Diddy's then 17-year-old son, Christian. He alleges he was forced to appear in a degrading costume and paraded through rooms filled with people jeering at him. He is suing Sean Combs, Eric Mathias, Brendan Paul, described in other lawsuits as Diddy's alleged drug mule, Emilio Estefan, and Adria English. Jay-Z, Beyonce, LeBron James, and Gloria Estefan are named in the lawsuit as witnesses, not as defendants. Manzaro is not suing them. He is identifying them as people present who could testify to what he experienced. That distinction is critical, and we are stating it explicitly. The lawsuit alleges Jay-Z and Beyonce were present at the event. It quotes what it claims Beyonce said upon seeing Manzaro, expressing apparent confusion about what she was witnessing. These are unproven civil allegations. The named witnesses have not been charged with any crime. The lawsuit has not been adjudicated. We present it as a filed civil complaint, nothing more. What the lawsuit adds to the broader picture is a documented claim that multiple high-profile individuals were present at events where Manzaro alleges coercive and degrading conduct occurred. Whether those witnesses are ever called to testify and what they would say remains to be seen. Will Smith addressed the Diddy allegations publicly during a comedy appearance in San Diego.
Right now, it's really hard for y'all to discern what's real and what's true, you know? And I've been seeing y'all memes and stuff. People be making memes. I see the memes. I say, no, some of that stuff is funny. Some of it's funny. But I haven't addressed any of this publicly, but I just want to say this very clearly. I don't have to do with Puffy, so y'all can stop all them memes. I can stop all of that. I ain't been nowhere near no damn freak off. Listen, I do enough of my own. Don't be putting me in other people's. I ain't been nowhere near that man. I ain't did none of that stupid. So, whenever y'all hear it, if somebody say that, it's a damn lie. I don't even like baby oil. That's not funny. but I haven't said that publicly. I just said y'all the first time. I usually don't respond to dumb stuff because it's like people. It's so many things people say, so much stuff, but you know that one your memes was doing too much. Y'all was having me mad.
The audience laughed. Smith has consistently denied any involvement in Diddy's operations. His name has appeared in public discourse around the Diddy case because of his documented long-term friendship with Diddy and his presence at Diddy's events over the years. He has not been charged with anything and has not been named as a defendant in any filed lawsuit related to Diddy's criminal case. The Brother Bilal allegation, which we covered in a previous video with explicit unverified framing, remains an unverified claim from a single source. We note it here as that, and nothing more. Here is what the documented record shows. Terrence Howard was approached by Diddy and refused. He described on the Patrick Bet David podcast what the approach was, what he understood it to mean, and what he chose to walk away from. His account aligns precisely with what the federal indictment documents about how Diddy operated. 50 Cent recognized the same pattern years earlier, walked away, and has been saying so publicly since before the arrest. His framework, that the celebrities staying quiet are staying quiet because they participated, is the framework investigators and legal analysts have been describing for months. Diddy's trial is moving. The delay was denied. Cassie is confirmed as a witness. The Manzaro civil lawsuit names high-profile individuals as witnesses to alleged events, not as defendants, not as people charged with crimes. That distinction matters, and we stated it clearly. Terrence Howard and 50 Cent have nothing to hide. That is why they can say what they're saying. And what they're saying lines up with everything coming out of those courtrooms. Drop your thoughts in the comments, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you next time.